Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson of BAMA Football on YouTube, following Alabama's 26-20 victory over Texas A&M. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. Let's talk about what we learned following Alabama's fifth victory of the game. Jaylen Moore, he was tested. A&M wanted to see if Jaylen Moore could beat the Aggies with his arm, and that he did. He threw for 321 yards tonight. He was 21 of 33 with some big plays. He made a lot of those completions to Jermaine Burton, who had 9 receptions for 197 yards. Coach Saban spoke about the play of Jaylen Moore following the game, and there was that one interception, and he said, you got to bounce back. You got to continue to be a point guard, distribute the football. I want to hear from you inside the comment box. What did you think about Jaylen Moore's play today against Texas A&M? In my opinion, I think it was a big-time opportunity for Jaylen Moore to silence even more critics out there, because there's been a lot of people that just haven't felt that he could beat teams by throwing the football. Today, he does it in a very hostile environment. 321 yards in College Station is super impressive. And the thing that I liked today about the game plan was they let Jaylen Moore throw the football downfield. And I think there was some times that he did improve and showcase some better intermediate passing. Now, there was the one interception, but he settled back in, and the team never lost confidence in him, and he continued to distribute the football. Isaiah Bond had a really nice day as well. 7 receptions for 96 yards. Going into this game, I knew that Burton and Bond had to be the key targets and had to step up. Amari Niblock caught a pass for 12 yards, and probably one of the most critical plays of the game came late in the game, where Alabama needed to get a first down. Jaylen Moore makes an athletic pass to Jace McClellan. His knee was down, but the ball was tipped up. He catches the ball and is able to make a first down. Just an extraordinary play, which kept the chains moving. Very monumental part of the game. Here is Coach Saban talking about this win following the game against Texas A&M.
I think the turnover when we turned it over, and then Caleb Downs intercepted the ball. That was kind of the changed the momentum of the game. And I think the fact that we were able to keep him out of the end zone and play good in the red zone was really, really important early in the game, as well as, you know, it's a little different if they score a touchdown in the end. But we allowed them to go down the field in a 2-minute situation because we got 2 penalties. And, you know, gave up a big play, and we had several guys that could have made the tackle. So, but I'm just proud of our guys and the way they played, man. It's a great win for us.
Really big victory for Alabama against Texas A&M today. Hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. One of the things that was certainly frustrating with watching this victory today was the amount of penalties. Now, Alabama had a total of 14 penalties for 99 yards in this game. It's something that has plagued this team in games that they lost last season and against Texas earlier on in the season. So Alabama able to overcome that amount of penalties and beat Texas A&M is what Coach Saban said might be a record for the most mishaps and still coming out victorious. 9 of those turnovers were pre-snap penalties. Those are mental mistakes. I get it. You're playing in an environment that has 108,000 screaming Aggie fans, but you have to have the right psychological disposition to be able to understand, okay, what is a snap count? What am I going to do pre-snap? A lot of penalties that are going to kill you in later games. I mean, let's face it, this is a gauntlet of a schedule that Alabama just began. You have to be happy that you got out of there with a victory. I think it gives you a ton of momentum if you're Alabama, but we still saw some pre-snap penalties from the center position. It's something that continues to happen, and I get it. The commentary on TV last night made a comment that Seth and Jaylen continue to have difficulties with the snap because there's a difference from the way Bryce was during pre-snap and the way that Jaylen Moore is. So I guess this is just going to be a continued issue for this team that they're just going to have to work through. It is frustrating to see that this team had 9 pre-snap penalties, something that they certainly need to improve on for sure. The defense, I thought they played big. going against Texas A&M's backup quarterback, Max Johnson, who's a very capable quarterback. Today, he was 14 of 25, 239 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. They held Texas A&M to just 67 yards on the ground. Moss had 49 and Daniels had 17 receptions. Anaya Smith, you can watch that press conference following Alabama tonight on our YouTube channel. He had 4 receptions for 88 yards, had a longest of 37 yards, a very athletic play. Moose Muhammad had 49 yards. He's a very talented athlete as well. And then Evan Stewart had 3 receptions for 46 yards. Look, those are some ballers on Texas A&M, 100%. Alabama was challenged, and even though Texas A&M did rip off some contested catches, I think for the most part, Alabama did a great job on defense, specifically on 4th down situations. Here's Jimbo Fisher talking about that 4th down early in the game. I mean, he's talking about you got to play to win. I get it. At the same point, Alabama's defense, they're playing to win, and they came up big.
What was the difference in the second half?
Well, I think they did a good job of they got the ball out quicker. They changed their passing game. They started quick passing it, getting it out a lot quicker. He wasn't holding it, getting it downfield, because they hadn't really thrown that kind of passing game. And had done they got a better job at the intermediate passing game and getting the ball out quicker. They were taking shots and getting the ball down the field. And then we still got some pressure on him, but he was doing a good job of getting in a rhythm, and he got it out a little bit quicker, and they changed up what they were doing a little bit.
Down front, Travis.
2 questions. I know you talk a lot about sudden changes and the mentality after it. Is there a mentality of after a sudden change that goes positively, and how did you think your team responded to that quick double sudden change?
Well, I mean, we had it back to third. They had a 3rd and 14. I mean, the sudden change after the turnover offensively, obviously we didn't get it done. I mean, we turned it back over, but then our defense did a really good job and had it 3rd and 14, and then they hit a play. I mean, for those other 2 plays, they come back out on the field, didn't panic right then, and got it back that way. And what happened? And we just got to do a better job. We got to do a better job.
You ever second guess yourself for not kicking the first field goal? Just get on the scoreboard.
The 3rd and 4th and 1 inside a yard, and we had momentum in the game. I thought it was a thing to do, and try to score a touchdown. We had things rolling and got it back. I mean, it's all hindsight's 50-50, but if you make it, you go in for a touchdown. So
All right,
playing to win. Play aggressive to win.
Coach Saban, after the game, he talked about Malachi Moore. He said it's an ankle injury, and he said James Burnap, who's the punter, has a pulled muscle. Now, in for James Burnap came in Will Reichert. Will Reichert, the team's kicker, who has the most points in Alabama school history. He was the punter. He came in, did a fine job. Will Reichert, what else can he do, right? This guy has just proven to be such an asset for Alabama. And then for Malachi Moore, what Alabama did was they slid Terran Arnold to the star position, and then they put Trey Amos at that corner position. And Terran Arnold, clearly, he is a big-time player, has a very high IQ, and when he switched to that star position, he was faced with Anaya Smith, and I think he did a really good job in this game. Terran Arnold just playing at an elite level. Let me know what you think about the secondary going forward, and I guess Malachi Moore, will have to see how severe that ankle injury is, and we'll have an update probably on Monday when Coach Saban provides his Monday press conference following this Texas A&M matchup. This is a gigantic win for the Alabama Crimson Tide. This is their 3rd consecutive SEC victory. They are 3-0 in SEC play. They are now 5-1 and continue to gain momentum. This is their 2nd straight road win in a tough SEC environment. Stark Vegas, very challenging. College Station, twice that against a very good team. And I mean, it's really hard to believe that Texas A&M team is not ranked. They're a very capable team. Their defense did a great job today. They actually got to the quarterback 6 times. So coming into that game, they had 14 sacks over those the last 2 games, and then today they have 6. So in their last 3 games, Texas A&M's defense has 20 total sacks. Hats off to them. And I get it. Look, a lot of those sacks today that they had were on Jalen Moore, just not getting the football out. But once again, it's kind of been his game and not forcing bad balls. So Jaylen Moore did a great job not running the football today. He went through his progressions and he made plays and he got the football to his receivers. Jermaine Burton and Bond had a really good day again. Alabama was 4 of 12 on 3rd down conversions. Texas A&M was 4 of 12. Alabama, as I said, had 321 passing yards to Texas A&M's 239. Rushing wise, Alabama, they were stuffed. I mean, they only had 23 rushing yards, and they rushed the football 26 times for yards per rush of just 0.9 yards. That's probably the lowest ever under Coach Saban. We'll have to look back and see if those statistics read true. It's just they could not run the football today against Texas A&M. Now, we talked about turnovers being an issue going into this game, or could be an issue if Alabama was to turn the football over. Now, Alabama had 2 turnovers on the day, and Texas A&M had 1 turnover. However, Alabama's 1 turnover is something that really spurred that defense and spurred a lot of momentum. When Caleb Downs was able to come up with the interception, that really provided a lot of momentum for Alabama. This is a gigantic win for the Crimson Tide, who is now 5-1 on the season. Let me know what you think about this team and the overall momentum of this team going into next week's matchup against Arkansas, which will be at 11 a.m. Central Time. It's a big game. Another very good coach coming in with Sam Pittman, but this team right now is leading the SEC West with a 3-0 record in conference play. This is a gigantic win for Alabama to be able to get out a win in Texas A&M, where they clearly didn't play perfect. Those penalties have to be controlled. You can't do that going forward and expect to achieve the goals that you want to, because those are going to come up and really affect the overall performance and probably make you lose a game that you don't want to. 14 penalties, you got to cut those numbers down, and you got to fix that pre-snap. Overall, like the fight of this team, the resiliency, big road win for Alabama. For Bama Football on YouTube, my name is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I'll catch you soon right on my call-in show on Sunday, and can't wait to catch up with you guys and hear what your take is about this Alabama and Texas A&M game.